We are back. Welcome to another episode to Scars to Success. Episode number 5. We are here for our new viewers and subscribers. I'm Demontrae.
I'm Donald.
We have our special guest here, Jess. First woman on the channel, but also first black woman on the channel. So that right there, that's big also. So let's get into this. Let's get into this podcast.
Okay, so let's start off with Jess. Could you give us a proper introduction into who you are?
Of course. I'm Jessica Rogers. I go by Jess. Born and raised Bay Area, like my whole life. I went to I'm from a small town. I'm from a small town called Pinole. Went to Pinole Valley High, and after that, I played 4 years at Menlo College basketball. And now I coach basketball at Menlo. I'm an assistant coach there, so it's
That's
a real like homecoming.
Yeah, that's dope. We gonna dig into the story. That's a nice introduction. But let's get into the good question. So, when and what was your introduction to sports?
You know, I got introduced to sports when I was like really young. Like I'm in elementary school. I'm playing like multiple sports, like whatever I could really play. Basketball, softball. I used to play baseball, soccer, flag football. Like it was.
Oh, she did
Everything.
everything. She did everything.
It was crazy. I played a lot of sports growing up, but really two stuck with me, and that was softball and basketball. I feel like I was equally good at both.
Mhm.
Both brought like different things, like competitively, but a lot of different friendships I had. So I played basketball and softball up until my senior year of high school. Played all through like, high school, travel ball, but I ended up choosing basketball to play collegiately.
And from that, I just have a quick question. What made you choose basketball instead of going the softball route?
You know, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. It might be just how much more intimate basketball is. Like softball, it's definitely a team sport, but you're in your head a lot. Like you're in your position. In basketball, like it was just different being able to accomplish something with other people.
Okay.
Quick, what positions did you play in both those sports?
Okay. In softball, I played third base, shortstop, and catcher.
Hey, shortstop get a lot of action.
Yeah.
A lot of action.
How was that catcher position, though? How was that just knowing that the pitcher was coming with that ball and you got to always catch that?
I mean, it was alright. Like it wasn't my favorite position, but I really liked it because it was like another captain on the field. Like I'm getting to call pitches.
Okay.
I'm
With the signals,
exactly
yeah.
signals. So I like that part of it.
Okay.
So it was cool. I played point guard, some shooting guard, but mostly point guard in basketball.
That's the best position.
Point guard. I don't agree, but
That's
I
the
hear
best
you.
What's the best
position.
position?
Shooting guard.
Oh.
Hey, what you get to do with that?
He only said that because
Shoot,
he likes to
shoot.
shoot, though. He's not a
You got
passer.
any handies though?
Yeah. I'm gonna create the shot for myself. You know.
I can give him that pass. I can give him that pass.
I ain't seen down on hoops, so I.
He
Let's
valid.
see.
He valid.
All right.
Hey, 3 intramural chips would have been 6 if it wasn't for COVID. But you know.
Donald valid.
They had to stop a goat. But continuing, when you think about basketball in high school, if you can pinpoint that moment, when did you know that you can play this collegiately? And after that moment, why did you choose Menlo?
You know, I always thought that I was going to play some sport collegiately. It wasn't really not like a question, but like that's something my family always pushed me to do. They're like, yeah, you're going to go to college. You're going to play sports in college. And I was with that. I wanted to continue my education. I wanted to compete on a high level. So I think when I was younger, it was kind of instilled in me that I was able to get there. But maybe when I started to believe it was probably like my sophomore year of high school. Had a really good season. I'm like, all right, we're going to push the issue.
Were you getting some scouts, some letters?
I got some letters. I went to some camps, some local schools. But I chose Menlo because it was close enough for my family to come watch me play.
Easy access.
Yeah, exactly.
Important.
Support's really important for me. So
Big.
exactly, I could go home a weekend or here, but still like be on my own at school. And the program, like everybody there is a competitor. They want to win, and I like to win. So
That's big.
that's what I chose, and I feel like it was a decision I'll never regret.
The way you talked about it seemed like it was a good decision because you can hear the proudness of just coming from that. So it's like that's dope. That's dope. What were the biggest differences in college than high school as a student athlete?
I feel like there's a lot of differences from when I was in high school to college and like now being out of college.
Okay.
High school to college, I mean, the pace of the game is just a lot faster. Like you play high school ball, then you play AAU. That's faster than after AAU, you go to college. It's bigger, faster, and stronger.
Yeah. And also, too, just not to cut you off, I feel like AAU's totally different. Just because I feel like, because I played it as well, I feel like it's more like freelance. It's like, it's you in structure, but you more can do like a little bit more what you want to do.
I think the biggest differences I see between the two types of basketball is like AAU is built around the players. Like whoever the players are, that's the type of game we're dedicated to. Whereas with organized or high school ball, it's typically predicated off the coach and the type of game plans that they implement and things like that. So I think it in being involved in both creates a well-rounded player, but it also can highlight weaknesses or strengths in either types of basketball, I should say.
No, yeah, definitely. I think both of those are part of it. I also think with high school ball, you're practicing every day and you have higher chemistry with your teammates.
Correct.
For AAU, some top-notch programs, they're practicing maybe 3, maybe 4. Some AAU teams are practicing once, if at all, with each other.
Superstars.
So
let's go. No, we have practices, dog. We have practices. We have practices.
See, y'all know what I'm talking about. I had some AAU teams
about,
where we're practicing like one day, maybe. Not everybody showing up.
I get you.
So when we get out there, it's like we might be able to run some sets, but you really out there. AAU, you got to be a dog.
Yeah.
You got to be a dog.
You got to really
and
want
still
it.
be able to do the right things, though.
Yeah.
Man, it's just so different, like, watching AAU tournaments now than, like, when I played. So, it's, you gotta
I feel like it's way different.
Yes.
I think even high school is different now, like, from the rule changes to remember when if you transferred, you had to wait out time. Now, you can instantly play, so it's no, there's just a lot of differences from even coaches allowing players to, they get the green light to shoot 4.3s, like.
Yeah, from wherever.
Coach would take me out.
That's what social media wants now, though. Like, that's huge now.
That's
all
what
you
they
see
push.
is on the House of Highlights or any of the, like, basketball Instagrams there.
Everybody shoot from half court.
Yeah. LaMelo, Steph, Trae Young. That's what everybody's chasing because I think it brings a different sort of excitement that dunks used to always bring to us. Like, oh, if you want to catch a good game, you want to see the best dunkers. Vince Carter, LeBron James, all them. But now with Steph, you got all these 3-point shooters who look at Damian Lillard, sidestep, game winning on my team.
We remember that PG was on that team. But I'm not gonna lie though, I love the 3. I feel like it's for more than entertainment, but I feel like well-rounded basketball is so lost. Cause just imagine if you got the 3 in Arsenal, you got the mid-range. Cause one of my mid-range favorite players is DeMar DeRozan. Just for the simple fact, he just really started introducing the 3 into his arsenal. But now that he already has the mid-range down packed, he can shoot the 3 whenever.
I'll always be upset that the Lakers didn't go with DeMar.
I would also be upset if the Lakers got swept the way they did. Because they are not good.
I knew it was coming.
And it's mainly because of AD.
I agree with you.
I think it's just hard for you to be given the baton and they're trying to put you as the number 1 and you're consistently fighting against it.
Yeah.
And I think it's sad because we know there's 1B type players which are cool to have, but it's also like you have the talent and you've shown glimpses of you could be the best player in the league.
Easily.
So it's tough to see like the injuries. It's tough to see the inconsistency. It's tough to see him letting, I would argue, 3 other bigs become better than him with Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. Like AD was the best big for years. So for him to,
the inconsistency.
Yeah. It's kind of like he just like chose to take the back seat. And it's just like,
is that mentality?
Give me a backup 5.
all right.
Give me a backup 5.
They
it's a different story.
LeBron was like this.
They didn't appreciate Dwight or JaVale, so that's the tough
I miss
part.
them both.
Yeah, rim runners,
Great rim runners.
great guys.
And
But to get back on track, we will and that's what this is all about. Really, just talking about hoops, but also just advice. So we would like to know, like, what were some experiences or your takeaways as a female hooper, especially during this climate where it's not necessarily as respected, I would say, from those that don't play the sport.
I agree.
Because people who played high school or even college, like, we went to the games, we went to the practices, we showed support, but I think externally that's not the same. So what would you say were good or bad experiences just being a woman in this profession?
Well, I feel like being like even when I was younger, like a girl growing up playing sports, it was always not favored.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, even if you're good, it's just not favored, and it's not always a great experience. But when you love the game as much as you do, you'll do whatever you can to continue to play. So I think I've had some times where I'm like, all right, I'm ready for more acceptance from not even just male counterparts that don't play, but even women that don't play. Mm-hmm. I feel like you get it from all angles. So I just feel like my passion for the game has brought me so many like connections that I'll never lose and take me to places that I probably wouldn't have been before. So when I look back on it, it's like, all right, was that adversity for nothing? Of course not. Like, as long as I'm loving what I'm doing and I'm being consistent in it and, like, passionate in it, I don't think I could ever, like, regret it.
And that's the big thing, being passionate about something. I feel like when you're really passionate about something, like you said, you're going to do whatever you got to do to make that happen. So it's like, kudos to you on the breakthrough.
And it's hard. Like you said, sometimes it doesn't even matter how good you are. And I think that's a sad thing because those who are open to that experience or open to accepting that will see that you can have that same passion and it may not be in the form that they're used to seeing it, but it's still the game nonetheless. It's basketball. And if you love basketball, it doesn't matter if it's a female or a male dribbling down the court, you're going to respect them as the player that they are in the league that they're in, which is we argue as Americans the best league in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Facts.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like a lot of women's basketball players grow up playing against guys already, so they see the difference. And I feel like the guys that are there and they're really fans of the game itself, they understand real hoops.
Yes, exactly. Because it's like, ooh, having conversations with people who don't understand hoops is like.
And especially the common, the trolls, all them people, like, let's be real. You see anybody in the league on the bench or on six-man, whatever it is, NBA, WNBA, they're balling you up. There's nothing
Easily.
that you could do to stop it.
Nothing.
You could be the most athletic high school dude ever, but you're not beating a professional player who spends countless hours studying and playing the game. It's not real.
It's not going to happen.
Facts.
Was coaching always in the plan for you, and how did that journey first begin?
Well, it's funny because I always used to joke about coaching when I was in high school. But for softball, like I would always talk to one of my teammates and be like, you know what? I'm going to come back here. I'm going to be the athletic director. I'm going to coach the softball team. Like, we used to talk about, like, how we would run our team. But it was all jokes. Like, I hadn't really thought about it seriously until after I graduated college. When I was at Menlo, my junior year, we give out, like, these awards. You get, like, MVP, like, most improved. And
In-season.
Right, we get in-season awards. We give out a coach's award.
Yeah.
And I won that award my junior year. So I feel like
Hinted.
It's hinting, and I didn't get the hint until about like 2 years later. So I graduate college. I'm working a full-time job in HR. I miss being competitive, so I start volunteering at Pinole Valley, and that's when I really was like, okay, I finally got the hint. Ding. It's like, all right, this is something that you should really invest in. So that's what I did. I followed what I felt at the moment. It's like, okay, whatever you got to do to make coaching work, you gonna make coaching work.
Hey, man, and that's crazy that you speak on that, just being an investment and really just understanding, like, it's going to come. It may not come this month or even this year, but I'm still on my trajectory and my right path to get there. And not just only etching your name in history books at Menlo, but now you're a head assistant coach at Menlo. How did it feel to get that offer, and what was going through your mind at that time?
I was filled with so much excitement when I got the call, but it was definitely a surprise because I was working my way to get to somewhere like Menlo, but it's a dream that it is Menlo. I was coaching at Napa Valley Junior College at the time, and when I got the call, I was like, well, this is what I'm working towards, to get those stepping stones and, you know, just get to the highest level that I can get to. So I loved my time at Napa Valley. Great group of coaches there, great group of players, and Menlo was something that I could never say no to.
That's soft.
Right.
Yes.
That's home.
Exactly. So getting to be there and know the program and be able to like give opportunities to players that want to play at the collegiate level, like it really makes me feel really good about myself.
We see the smile.
And now that you say that, could you describe real briefly your journey? Like, what schools did you coach at, starting at, and then how'd you end up at Menlo?
Yeah, so I started at Pinole Valley. I volunteered. After Pinole Valley, I was a graduate assistant at Lincoln University in Oakland. After Lincoln, I went to Napa Valley. Napa Valley to Menlo.
Traveling.
Hey, 4 quick stints, and now you at where you want to be.
Come on, the journey.
Yeah, it's really crazy how fast things go because I just, you know, buy in. I just try to buy in and work, and opportunities come. So, I mean, I just feel like it made me really preach to others, like, really follow your dreams, work hard. You know, there's not a lot of time to be unhappy. So do what makes you happy. And during some of these coaching jobs, like they're part-time coaching jobs, like I'm working other jobs while I'm doing it, you know, but if you keep on working, then I think good things can happen.
Very ambitious. That's what that was.
Great testimony. I'm trying to.
It was a good one. It was a good one. How hard of an adjustment is it going from physical obstacles to mental obstacles as you now coach compared to being a player?
I think that the obstacles just change, not so much more in like what level, but what they are. So as a athlete, you're working out every day, a couple times a day. You're in school for one. That's a big difference now. So you don't have like papers, homework assignments, but you do have parts of the job that you have to do. So like it just is in a different way now. I think the mental part of the game is completely different. I think as you get older and as you watch more basketball, study more basketball, the game slows down for you. Right. So I feel like that's kind of how it's gone for me mentally around the sport, because as a point guard, you're high IQ, or you should be. And I felt like I knew the game very well. And now it's crazy to think that I think I know it even more now. It's just at a different perspective more than level.
Okay.
That's why them coaches always be like passing the ball, yeah. One shot, just
one.
Let me show you something.
Exactly. Physical though, like you still try to be in shape, you still work out, you still, you know, get shots up.
Because you're still on the court with them.
Exactly, you're still on the court with them. So I feel like you want to be able to show them what move you want them to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if they have questions, now you know, okay, how can I explain it to them? If you know it, you've done it yourself.
I feel like as a coach, it's like as a coach, you still have to be a player at the same time.
Yes.
2 hats on at once.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, hey, that perfectly, you know, transitions, and it might be a little bit of the answer you given before, but what would you say are the biggest differences from coaching and playing?
Coaching and playing, I definitely think it's how you see the game. As a player, I think both sides are obviously emotionally invested, but as a player, you might not see it the same way that your coach is seeing it. So I feel like there was times where I'm a player where I'm like, dang, I don't get it. I don't know why this is what we're doing. But as a coach, you're like, you're seeing what the other team's doing. You're knowing their scout. Exactly. So it's like, okay, well, this is why we're doing it.
It's kind of like layers.
Yes. Yes.
I think, from your description, I think as a coach, you see it more holistically. So now you're not only, as a player, you're not just thinking about my own performance. You're thinking about the team. You're thinking about what the other team is bringing. Who are they using? What's their personnel? Defenses, all these other things. So it's a bit more nuanced to be a coach, just because now you have to be everything. You have to be ready for everything, anything really, because adjustments, just speaking from seeing some of the games, like you might have a first half that didn't come out the way you wanted it to be, but you stick to the game plan or you make slight tweaks, and then next thing you know, you're on a 15-0 run.
Yes.
Like it's actually incredible.
I think first, like, basketball is a game of runs, so I feel like those small adjustments are very important. A little tweak here or there, and it can go either way. Can make a big difference in a game. As far as like the scouts and like what the other team's doing, it's really different. As a player, you're getting a scout. Like, memorize this, or, know who their key players are. But as a coach, how you said you have to be ready for anything that the other team's doing, you're seeing way more than what you're putting on the scouting report. So yeah, it's levels.
It's definitely levels.
Sheesh.
That's dope,
Y'all getting a little knowledge for y'all that want to be future coaches, or even y'all that want to play right now. Take heed of all this advice from a person that's been through it all and is still experiencing the new journeys of her new passion.
I like that.
Thank you. Poetic. Okay. Where just speaking of it doesn't have to be too futuristic, like as of right now or next year, but as you're on this path, as you're coaching, what do you hope it yields for you? Like where do you hope this takes you?
I really want to just get to the highest place I can. I feel like already it's been taking me many places. Like, I started off volunteering at a high school. Then colleges called me to come coach. And now Menlo, we're in the NAIA, but we put in our application to go NCAA D2. So it's exciting. It's exciting. So I feel like basketball is already like
elevated.
It's already going up right now. So I mean, I would love to run my own program one day. I would love to coach at the highest level in college. I'd like to coach in the pros. Like, I'll coach. If I'm around basketball, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the sky is the limit. Like, I'll go as far as I can and then pick my favorite.
Creating options and allowing that hunger to be the driving force for what you're continuing to do and what will come to you.
Okay. Also, just let an opportunity take you places as well, too, because I just feel like once you get your foot in one door, there's so many other things that you can really do from there, like you said, just having those options. So it's just like, I wouldn't say take advantage of opportunities, but when an opportunity present itself, be ready, be prepared, just because it's like you never know where it can lead you, but also you might not get the opportunity again. So it's just like,
yeah, I feel like there's definitely paths, and you never know where the grass is greener. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if the grass ain't green, water it.
Exactly.
Like, if it ends up not being what you thought,
you can make it something.
Exactly, you can make it something. So I feel like take all the support that you have and the opportunities that you have, and just try to do the best that you can with it.
Exactly. Mold it into something.
Yeah.
Come on.
Big on growth.
Big personal growth, personal development. You need that.
So we would like to also know, being a big fan from WNBA or NBA, who would you say are your biggest inspirations from coaches or even players?
Oh, man. I think first was Kobe, for sure. Big Kobe fan, big on Mamba mentality, big on being competitive, and the passion that he had for the game. It was definitely something that I always looked up to. And then as I got older and started watching more women's basketball too, like Candace Parker, big, Skylar Diggins, big.
The real CP3.
Oh
say
my
that.
I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. I won't say. I know where you're trying to go with it. I won't say
Look,
nothing.
my apologies for the interruption.
I agree with you. So watching them hoop was always amazing. Like I would be watching basketball with my family, and like I said earlier, like they were always instilling the ambition and positivity in me. They're like, that could be you. Like you can, obviously not comparing me to Candace Parker, but you have to have a dream, and
have to.
You aim for an A, you might get an A, you might get a B, but if you aim for a C, you're gonna get a D or an F. You have to aim high.
The highest.
Right.
So I loved watching them, and then as I got into coaching, I started watching a lot of Don Staley, Tara Vanderveer, Coach Yo from Ole Miss. So,
great coaches.
And you got to see Don in person.
How was that?
I was just glad to be breathing the same air. Like Don's in this room, in this gym, so it was great. I've gotten to see her coach a few times now at the Final Fours, and it was always a great experience. It was always a great experience, and I feel like just watching high-level basketball and seeing these coaches, be pros at X's and O's and making those adjustments was amazing to see.
Live and in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
What do you hope your athletes take away from you coaching?
I try to bring in a high level of energy every day, and I try to bring in positivity every day. So I feel like those are like the two main things that I want them to take with me. Like whatever you do, like be energetic at it, be happy at it, be positive about it. There's so much negativity going on. Like we don't need to bring that extra into ourselves, and especially in a place where you enjoy. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be doing your favorite thing, hooping, and thinking about anything else. Like just go in there, just hoop, be positive.
I agree.
Oh, I missed a shot. I'm gonna hit the next one.
Don't miss twice. Shooters don't miss twice.
Only because I feel like it's so easy to just develop a negative mindset. So it's just like you said, just keeping that positive mindset, because that's something I push too. I'm heavy on positivity, R3Ps, peace, positivity, prosperity. So just like keeping that positive mindset, it can take you so far.
I got 3 Ps too.
Let me hear.
Be patient, be positive, be persistent.
Sprinkle me up.
And don't forget, we also told you the other 5 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance.
And that's the best one.
Keep it P.
We pushing P.
Come on.
I'm telling you, you gotta keep it P at this point. We just
everything P.
It's positivity, and I think both of y'all hinted at it. Like it really is your mentality, and you don't understand how strong your mind is. Like it can literally shut down everything that you do, or it can enhance everything that you do. It's all about that perception and also that work ethic that matches that. So.
Exactly.
But so you talked about going to the Final Four, which is super dope. Would you say that there are any other experiences that you've had that helped shape your coaching journey?
I think really playing, and my dad coached me for a long time growing up too. So I think seeing him coach and being able to like pick his brain about anything about softball or basketball and what he thinks helped out. I mean, I had great coaches growing up. I've had good experiences with all my coaches, so I've had a good relationship with them. So I was able to pick their brain. So I think really just everything I've taken from each level I've been at, whether it's something I like or don't like, has helped me into like what type of coach I am.
The accumulation.
That's sick.
It's building at every level because every new mentor or even coach is just adding more to that pool of knowledge that you're not only expanding right now, but also dispersing out to your athletes.
Definitely. And the Final Four is a great place to learn as much as you can. There's a coaching conference connected with the Final Four, the WBCA, Women's Basketball Coaches Association, and they host a great conference every year. I've been 2 years in a row now, and I learn something new every time, make great connections, and get to watch high-level basketball. So it's definitely a big part of it.
Sheesh.
That's big. I just interfere question. Just along your journey, can you just give me 3 things? Like if you can look back on, if you was about to give up or stop, what was like 3 things that like really kept you going just along the journey?
That would have like made me not stop.
Yeah, like say if something came along the journey, and it like tried to make you go off route, what pretty much kept you motivated?
Definitely would be competition. I like to compete, and I feel like coaching, you're so hands on with the competition. Like if you're an athletic director or somewhere else in an athletic department or fan, you can hope for a win. You can pray for a win.
Yeah.
You can, give as much support as you can. But being a coach and being that hands on, I think would be a big part in why I would keep coaching. I think the moments that you have as a team, like the people that you're around. Exactly. I really love that. Like whether it's road trips or just regular practices or like team bonding days. I think that, and getting work in, like in the gym. I feel like all of that, I like being around people, and I think that as a team, it's a different level of love. And I think also because I love the sport. I think that if I got offered a job like outside of basketball, I would end up finding my way back like I did the first time.
That passion. Any advice that you could give or provide to women out there that are current athletes or inspiring coaches?
I think current athletes, I think just keep grinding. Like you cannot cheat the grind. So I feel like they got to keep going, keep pushing, and also be happy about it. Like you get to hoop. You get to play the sport that you love. You get to work hard. And that's something that I learned from Menlo. And it's crazy because as a player, like we would be like, all right, coach.
Right.
All right. No, but like as you get older, you really see it. Like it's not forever unless you make it.
Yeah.
So I think, be positive and work hard. As aspiring coaches, I think the same thing. You got to be ready for like the downs in a roller coaster as a player. Like when you're losing some games, you got to get back into that win column.
Them L's be hurt.
They hurt. As an aspiring coach, if you get fired or, you leave somewhere and don't have a coaching job at the moment, like that's that L, but you got to get back into the win column. You just got to stay persistent and be able to go through the highs and lows.
And I feel like that's the big difference between being consistent and being persistent. It's like the difference is being persistent is you're going through things, but you're still, like you say, you're climbing to that top. You're still allowing yourself to not go back down. So being persistent is big on that word. I love that word.
But now we got some quick hitters. Just quick questions that we want you to answer off the top of your brain. You don't have to think too much, but just to get a little bit more in depth with you. So, of all the accolades you've received, what are your most memorable?
When we made it to the Elite Eight in college in the national tournament, that's
big.
That was a great experience, and I loved the team that I had and just the hard work we put in. I think that's up there.
That's big.
That's up there.
And I love hearing that you didn't say, "Oh, we won," but we got far. And that's a lot more meaningful than a lot of casuals or common people that don't understand playing the game. Like we might have been counted out and we made it this far. Like at the beginning of the season, we didn't even think we were gonna bond. Next thing you know,
Elite Eight.
putting it in the shooter's pocket. That's real chemistry.
Well, because it's hard. Even at least 16.
Like, that's for real. It's a lot of hard work and determination that like not everybody gets. Like being a college athlete is not easy at whatever level you're at, whether D1, D2, D3, NAIA, like JUCO. You're putting in work, so don't take it lightly.
Last chance you showed you that. Get in contact with us.
All right, thoughts on who will win the NBA Finals this year, but also, do you have a favorite to win the WNBA title this year?
Yo, well, after the Celtics Heat game last night, That boy tipped it right in.
That was
box,
crazy.
you gotta
Smart
box
shot.
out. You
You
gotta,
gotta box out.
Man, I did have the Heat when they was up 3-0, but Celtics forcing Game 7. They got the momentum. They're playing at home. I'm a Laker fan, so I really don't want to say this, but man, Celtics in 7.
Celtics.
I hope Jimmy really, comes back and
handles them
redeems
boys.
himself, because
Jimmy-
man,
I feel like he did it against Giannis.
Look, this is all I'm gonna say. I personally don't care who come out the West or the East. I think the Nuggets got just too much firepower and they're clicking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Jamal Murray stan, so go get that chip, Kentucky boy.
nah, man, Nuggets knocked this out. I kind of want the Nuggets to win, because I don't like the Celtics. Like I told y'all, I'm a Lakers fan, so I gotta root
Right.
against them, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
man, they did us dirty with the sweep.
Yeah. That was
I gotta give Jamal Murray his first ring though. I feel like he deserved that. He been balling. A lot of people they love the bubble talk. They
Yeah,
love
that-
the bubble talk.
Bubble talk is done after this playoffs because it's the same 4 teams from the bubble, and then the season after the bubble, they all had the shortest break in between, and then of course Murray got hurt. So for me, I've been big on that boy, MPJ. You know, I thought he was gonna be the best out of his
He's
class.
streaky.
Yeah,
He not better than Luka. He not better than Trey, but I think he has the potential. But
To be better than Luka?
no.
Oh.
No. I used to hope. That's what I started off, and then I seen, like, of course, because a lot of his game was predicated off in college was he can score, but then he had the back surgery, so that's where a lot of questions were. He dropped down to 14, so I'm like, I understand it, but I feel like, get healthy. But I don't know. I think really he'll just have to have a different role. Like, this team, what he's used for is the spot up shooting, is a little bit of the defense and the athleticism.
He gonna be like a bigger version of Clay.
Mm,
Catch and shoot.
I can see
couple
that.
dribbles, pull up. Like
Middleton,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
not as shifty though.
Yeah.
Not
but
a shifty.
But
Yeah.
I think he's lengthier and he can create a little bit more if
I feel
he's
like
willing to, because he is lazy. Like, if you watch his game, it's the new generation of hoopers. They
I-
like to score, but everything else is.
if he get consistent enough though, he'd be a baller though.
I mean, he dropping 18 right now. That's consistent 3 if you on that prize pick.
Yeah. Talk
Get
about
at
it.
us. I ain't gonna lie to you. Get at us.
WNBA title. I think I'm an Aces fan, so I'm going with the Aces repeating. I think the
Even before the CP3 trade or the
to
signing.
back.
Yes. Yep.
I agree with you.
She there. They're gonna be hard to beat. I was watching a few games in the Liberty because they made some trades.
Got Stewie.
Yep, they got Stewie, they got Jonquil Jones, Sabrina, like Vandersloot, like they got some dogs over there too.
They got gang over there.
I mean, I'm still thinking about the Mercury though. With
BG coming back.
Yeah, they couldn't compete.
BG
'cause
been
Grindr
balling,
was gone,
too.
and
She
she
been
came
balling.
back. So
Gotta watch out for him.
it's hard. Tarasi, you can't.
Can't
come
doubt her.
on. That. Yeah, she's longevity. She is the LeBron James of WNBA. 20 years.
We gonna see. I definitely. Yeah, Tarasi, great, all time great. But I gotta go with the Aces. They stacked.
Asia Wilson.
Asia, Kelsey,
Bucket.
Chelsea Gray. She
Yeah.
threw this
Bucket.
backhanded pass
Oh
yesterday.
my
I was
gosh.
like, dime.
Yeah, it's. I think it's
I love
crazy.
Chelsea Gray.
The way I think watching basketball has transformed my life, because I watched NBA, of course. I watched college a little bit, but then I started getting into WNBA, and then I even started watching international games. Like, now that I'm watching international games,
Because they
I'm
playing
watching how they're-
overseas. You like how they holding up.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what they're doing. So I think just like we've talked about throughout this entirety, but just like the love for basketball is it's crazy.
Yes. It's insane.
Okay, 2 more quick hitter questions. Is it harder to network as a player or a coach?
I think it's harder to network as a player. And I think because we didn't really know what networking was. Like, or to the extent of where it could take you. I don't know. Being at Menlo, it's a business school, so they taught us, like, have your business cards, your LinkedIn, like, go to these networking events.
The 60-second pitch.
Exactly. But sometimes you don't take it all in as much as you should. So I went to some networking events as a student in college and met some people, but I feel like now as an adult, you go to networking events, and it's easier for you to reach out to people and to sustain those connections too. So I think it's other people there that are also trying to make connections too. Okay. Especially basketball. Y'all know basketball's a small world.
Yeah.
But it's also big. Like, it's crazy. Everybody knows each other, but you could always meet someone new.
Hey, the game of basketball will surround you with a lot of friends.
Yeah. Because a lot of people I grew up with, we all really hoop together.
It's something different about that sport, man.
Facts.
Is there any player you would say you patterned your game after?
Man, pattern my game. I really just try to play like them all to keep it the truth. I'm seeing them play. I'm like, ooh, let me try that. I feel like my game, like, I love to push and transition. I love setting up my teammates for baskets, like, in and out real quick.
That's the fun part.
So I feel like I just tried to take from a bunch of different players, and I grew up, like, my brother would help me play. Like, I would play in, like, a bunch of leagues. Like, my dad would coach, and then whatever my teammates had. Like, if one of my teammates who was in high school, like, what's that move? Like, show me that move. Or we would do the same thing. And also when I got to college, so it's a lot of molding.
You need to have that bag, man, because you
gotta have that bag.
Just know if you don't got a bag in basketball, they gonna make you stay going one way.
I just think it's crazy to, like, get to that point in college where you're like, I've made it this far with this specific play style, and then you're surrounded by the same people who made it just as far with different play styles, and then, like you said, learning from them or just really seeing what they're seeing and then adding that to your arsenal. It's crazy.
Nah, for real, because you're in high school or your AAU team, you're probably one of the best players, right? You get to college, everybody was one of the best players, you know? So it's a lot of game to learn from.
A lot of competition too.
Say that.
I love basketball.
Yeah, we can talk about it all day.
Basketball talk is just,
it's the best.
It's calming. Lastly, do you have any other services you would like to share on this platform for our viewers or anybody interested in getting in contact with you or following?
Well, if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at JustNextUp. I put players through workouts, so if they want to work out, hit me up on there. And or if you want to get recruited, hit me up on there. Or if you just have questions about coaching, like I'm always open to helping somebody out, giving them advice.
Make sure y'all take that down.
Hey, you already know we're gonna put it in the video and the words gonna be there. But we do have a question for you. You know, we are nearing the end. So our infamous question is, what's your definition of a scar that you flip to success on or off the court?
On or off? I think like off the court, like all of COVID. All of COVID, I was starting to, like, prepare to be a coach, like preparing to, like, work other people out. Like, I was coming up with, like, training plans for people, and I think that part helped me, even though I didn't get to do it because everybody's in the house, but I'm in here like, all right, when COVID's over, like, this is what I'm about to do, and I think that helped ingrain, like, the hard work and more passionate for me, and that helped me get to, like, where I am now and start coaching and start volunteering. It's like, all right, I love it so much and this is what I want to do. Like, I won't get paid for it. I'm going to go volunteer. Like, that's how much I loved it, and I feel like that brought me to where the success level I am now.
Whew. Hey, if y'all really just didn't just take anything in, just really understand that this is a person that has a lot of experiences, has a lot of support, has a lot of records, shall we say, and awards and accolades, and is still a student of the game. Like, no matter how much information that you think you know, there's always more. And the more knowledgeable you are, the more you realize you don't know as much. And it just keeps you, if you have that passion, it keeps you yearning for more. And next thing you know, you're gonna go from being a high school coach to a Menlo coach, and then to the Aces coach,
Oh.
Just talk.
Speak it.
Becky
Speak it.
Hammond. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying. You might need somebody.
Saying, don't ever stop learning. Like, always be curious. Always be curious.
I agree.
Send us on home, man.
You want me to do it? Oh.
I appreciate y'all. It's been cool. It's been real cool.
I just want to say thank you just for allowing us to, one, interview you, but two, giving us your time, you know. I heard you had to travel, so just for that, I appreciate that as well, just because it's like you didn't have to come down here. But this is the end of this episode. Episode 5. We appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Episode 6 coming soon. We out.
Black women are queens. Don't forget it.
You can say that again.